All right, so just wanted to share with you a little thought I had while I was on my little hike here. And life is a lot like this hike that I'm on. How so, you ask? Well, let me go to this perspective, actually. Okay, so this is my favorite trail that I'm on. I have to drive to this park, and out of all the hikes I've been on, I come to this place the most. I go to a couple different ones, but this one I come to the most because I like this trail the most. Now this particular trail is flat, it's even, woods on both sides of me. So I'm immersed in the middle of the woods. I like that, right? So this trail I like, and I just like this trail. So as I walk this trail, because this park is old, and it's like an old house or a cabin that's in the middle of it, right? And all of these different trails emerge and come out at different points to this cabin. But it's like 7 trails that can all pop out at this cabin. 7 of them. The one I like, I pop out at one direction, but there's 7 places you can pop out, all coming from different directions, that still pop out at this cabin. And that's kind of how life is. Because let's say that cabin is for me. My goal is walking in my higher, truest self, truest version, always, right? God essence. So let's say God essence is the cabin. In order for me to get to the cabin, I'm walking on my path, my trail, right? I love this trail. So this trail works for me. So just like in life, like when I say in the beginning of all these messages, when I put them out, I'm just leaving breadcrumbs on a path that I've already walked. And I say that for a reason, a specific reason, because like I said, I've been on this trail, I don't know how many times. I know this trail. So I'm able to leave breadcrumbs on this trail because I've been on it so many times. You know, I know this trail. Now, not the saying that I can't come up on something new on my trail, because I do all the time. For instance, today, I've walked this trail, I have no how many times. Never have I seen a deer. Not once. Do that mean deer did not exist out here? No. But today, I saw a deer cross right in front of me on the trail. So you can still expect unexpected things. And that's just being in the now, being present. So when those things pop up, then boom, you're right there to address them right on the spot. You see what I'm saying? So another thing with this trail. So let's say, like I said, this is my favorite trail. Doesn't make it your favorite trail. So I'm telling you what I like about this trail, right? This trail's flat. I got the green on both sides of me. I feel like I'm one with nature, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. This is all things that I like about this trail, right? So I'm telling you about this trail, and you're like, huh, you know what? I'm trying to get to my high self too as well. But you know what? I want to have some rugged terrain. I want it to be, this, that, and the other. I want to have some water on the side. And you might want something different from your quote unquote favorite trail. And that's all right. So the thing is, what we do a lot of the time is we let what other people want on their trail become our trail. And that's not what it's about. It's about what resonates with you, with what's inside of you. Because when somebody says something and you feel something deep within inside of you, that's what that means. It's resonating with what they said. It's trying to say, hey, listen up. So what happens a lot of the time is you might hear something that resonates with you, right? But it's different than what you've been taught. So now we have a problem because it's different than what you taught. But why do I have this feeling? So now you're confused. So now you go to somebody who you trust, quote unquote, trust in. But who you trust in is on their path. It's what they like on their path. So they're telling you, no, that ain't right, blah, blah, blah. That trail, you don't want to be on that trail. That trail is blah, 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 yada, yada. Whatever you want to. You can fill in the blanks yourself, right? How do they know that? Were they on that trail? There's 7 trails, as I said, that get to that structure. 7. I've only walked maybe 4 of the 7. I know out of that 7, I found my favorite one. Now, I can't say that that's the best trail ever because I haven't walked the other 3. So thus far, I'm currently on my favorite trail, and I leave it at that. And it's not up to me to convince you that this is your favorite trail as well. That's why I say I leave breadcrumbs. And if those breadcrumbs resonate with you, and you know what? That sounds like a trail that I like to hike as well, because I like those same things as well. Then what it's supposed to do is have you go now get on that trail as well. That's it. But see, the beautiful part about this is if you listen to my messages, all those trails are pointing you one place, right back to you. So get on that trail back to you. Because like I said, I'm not trying to tell you that my trail is the best trail back to the higher source. No, I'm telling you that this is a trail to source. Now, whether or not you resonate with this trail is up to you. You might not even want to go the route I went, because I went a tough route. Trust and believe that. So you might want to go a different route. You might not even want to get to my trail. You know, this is a perfect example now that I'm on it. Before I can even get to my trail, right? I'm at a place where it rarely rains, right? So you have to cross this little, might as well say it's like almost like a dry bed creek, almost. But it never rains, so it's always dry. So you can cross, but you have to cross this in order to get to this trail that I like, right? But it's been raining a lot, so that water is running now, and it's mossy. So it's like walking on oil. So it's like crazy slippery. Well, if you want to go get to this trail, you have no choice but to cross that water. None. This is my favorite trail. So I've crossed that water 3 or 4 times now just to get to this hike because it's been raining a lot lately. So I've had to cross that water every single time. And when you're on your hike and your trail and you're trying to get back to source, sometimes you will have to surrender. That's the biggest part of this mission, is surrendering, because you think you know it all. You think you know this, no, source is truth. And if you want to reemerge with the truth, you're going to have to surrender what you think you know in order to emerge with that truth. So yes, it will humble you. And this is the only time that if I'm trying to reemerge with source, then yes, I am humble with source, because that's the energy source that I'm trying to become one with, right? So it teaches you humility. And if you don't have that humility, then you'll stay right where you're at, or you will fall on your face. So perfect example of that, it was a young lady one of these times I was coming, and she didn't respect that water. She just took her shoes off and she was walking like she's walking on the ground. And man, her feet went from under her, and she boom hit her head hard and hit the ground, because she did not respect what was going on at that time. So like I said, my path might not be for you, and that's okay. Find another path. As I said, there were 7 paths that lead right back to that same source. So what I'm doing on these messages are telling you what I encountered on my path. No one can tell me anything that I've encountered on my path. You see what I'm saying? No one can tell me that I'm wrong, and because I know what I've experienced on my path. So that's all I'm doing when I put out these messages, is giving you a way that I discovered back to source. So I'm going to leave that there. And if you got anything out of this message, make sure you like and subscribe, and I will definitely check you in the next one.